How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investment. Well, today we're going to go through GoCollects' hottest comics of the week. And this is where they take about 5 comics of all the comics they calculate, and they show you the top 5 that have been moving up the most, and they kind of explain why and all that kind of stuff. But me being a dealer, I can give you a little insight on what I think of the comics, and I'll give you a little more information on where I think it will go. So let's take a look. All right. First, the number 1 hottest comic we got up is Uncanny XMen 266. And if you remember, I put this comic on my top 10 best X-Men comics for investment. So why is this moving up? It moved up 991 spots this week to round out at number 9. And the reason why it's moving up is because, well, it's simple. You know, Channing Tatum's been wanting to play Gambit for a long time, and it's only a matter of time. There's rumors, obviously the X-Men is coming to the MCU, but it's only a matter of time before Gambit gets its own film, because Gambit is a very popular X-Men character, and one of the most popular, and he definitely will probably get, if not his own movie, he will appear in a movie outside of the Wolverine Origins movie. It'll be a much better one. So let's take a look at it. So right now, you can get a 9.8. Let's see, one just sold on Heritage and auction for $930. Another one seems to be a buy now of $1169. Last month, they're around $1,200, $1,000, $1,200. Let's see where they were, during the height. The height around the same $1,100, $1,300. So a little more. It seems to be a 9.8 is still going to run you around the same as it did before. What about 9.6? 9.6 about $450. And where was it a while ago? Back in May, it was around $450. So it hasn't much changed. So this is a very strong book. I've recommended it many times. I think this is a book. Yeah, it's heating up now just because it's all speculation. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. I think wherever you buy it, it's going to be a good long-term investment. Oops. All right, moving on to the next one. Number 2, we got Spider-Man 232. And this obviously is the first appearance of Hobgoblin. Now, this one's just heating up simply for the fact that, Spider-Man and No Way Home is going to go to many different universes. And so maybe he'll pop up on a different universe where instead of the Green Goblin, there's the Hobgoblin. It says in here that the actor who plays Ned Leeds, Jacob Batalon, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, lost over 100 pounds and is in terrific shape. We'll see about that. He's Spider-Man's friend in the No Way Home and all those other ones. But yeah, he knows who Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But again, that's all speculation. But my take anyways is this book is a good book, right? It's first appearance of Hobgoblin. Very good key in Spider-Man lore. I would definitely get it no matter what about the hype or not. Because if Hobgoblin doesn't appear in this movie, which I don't think he will, then he will appear eventually down the line. Down the line, they're going to bring in the Hobgoblin. When? I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you this is a good book regardless of all that. So this is definitely a buy. If you're looking at a 9.8, 9.8 is going to run you anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. And let's see where it was a while ago. About almost a year ago, it was around $1,200 to $2,000. So nearly doubling. Still think this is a good book. Let's see if you wanted something like a 9.0. A 9.0 is going to run you around $700, $500 to $700, depending if you get an auction or use it as buy it now. Still a good book. I would recommend it. Next up is we got in 17th place, moving up 982 spots, is the same book, but the newsstand edition. What do I think of this newsstand edition? I don't know. Newsstand editions, depending on when it is made, is not that much more rare than the direct edition. So to me, newsstand, not newsstand. If we look at the newsstand values, what they've gone for, a little bit more than, but not too much, right? Not too much more. around the same. It's slightly more, maybe like 10% more of a jump. But again, it's this newsstand. In this age, I don't think the newsstand is much more rare than the direct edition. So, I don't really care that much. So, but buy the book regardless. I think it's a great buy. All right, moving on. Number 4. In spot number 18, moving up 982 spots, we have Star Wars 78. Is this a first appearance of anyone? No. It's just more of a early Han Solo adventure. There's not much more about that. I mean, it basically says that there's a new Rogue Squadron coming out in 2023, and there's a chance that the inspiration has come from one of these comics. So this is a comic that people are specking on. It's also going to have, Wedge Antilles. Maybe I said that name right or not. I don't know. He's going to be in the Rogue Squadron. So any book featuring Wedge in it is going up. So take it what you want. I mean, sure. I'm not that bullish on it. 9.8 is going to run you about $60, which is basically case costs. I mean, case costs are like 30 if you include shipping and all that kind of stuff, 30, 40. Yeah. Pick one up. I don't see this as a big key. I don't see this as much have. If you want the book, get the book. If you like it, get it, of course. But to me, it's just whatever. Like, I wouldn't. If you're buying this purely from an investment standpoint, this is what I would do. Risk reward, right? If you can find one cheap where you're already making money when you buy it. So like I said, they go anywhere from $60 to $100. If you can get one for like 50, maybe the low end 60, already graded 9.8, sure, pick one up, right? It's worth basically what you paid for it. It might be a little more. If you can get a raw copy for like $5 or $10, and in a high grade raw copy, I'm talking about 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, then yeah, pick one of those up because it's worth it. Like, you're still making money when you buy it, but long term, not really seeing it there. All right, last one, Oblivion Song. Now, I talked about this on my other video that I did. It's on another one of these lists. The reason why it's popping up, it's at slot number 21, Oblivion Song number 1, moving up 978 slots, is because Jake Gyllenhaal is attached to doing a movie on this, being an actor, and I think he's working behind the scenes, like directing or producing or something like that. So, do I see this happening? Probably, honestly. I would say the risk reward is definitely there for this one as far as this movie or TV show or whatever's happening. Because if you have Jake Gyllenhaal attached to it and he's doing the back end of it, so like, production and things like that, then he's definitely way more invested into it. And when you have a big name who's invested in it like that, chances are there's a much likely higher scenario where it succeeds and actually gets made. Because a lot of these things are speculation, but the movies or whatever, they never get made. It's like, oh, I have a script, right? And that's it. And then that's it. Never gets made, never gets past the script phase, which there's always scripts for everything. I mean, Todd McFarlane's been writing that Spawn script, since like I think the 1830s, I think is when he first started, somewhere around there. But yeah, but I think this has a good chance of getting made, especially certain actors, they get to a certain stage in their career where they're like, I've done so much in acting, or already won like all these awards and things like that. I want to do more, so they get into the back end side, behind the scenes, directing, producing, writing, whatever it is. And so that becomes like their new pet project because they already have money, they already have the good, awards, and, they could probably pick any movie they want to be in. So now they want to do something different. So when it's their new baby, they're going to try really hard to make it work. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's look at a 9.8. A 9.8 is going to run you about $150 to $200, maybe $100. But it's all over the place. It looks like it's slowly rising. Where was it about a year ago? A year ago it was around $60, so around case cost. I usually say case cost is like anywhere from $40, like $60 is like, what it costs nearly to get like cased. When you calculate insurance, shipping, all that stuff. But again, you have to wait like 9 months to get it back. So, yeah. And it also depends on the value. I know the value of the book depends a lot too. So, yeah, I mean, looking at like $100, things like that. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, if you want to hedge your bets against it, I think the risk versus reward is there. And the problem is, like, don't hold on to it too long. I bought a bunch of those old guards before the movie came out. And stupidly, I kind of like forgot about them. And then I was like, oh, yeah, the movie's coming out. And I saw a trailer for it. So I hurried up and tried to submit them all to CGC because I had a bunch of raw copies. And, you know, by the time they got back, the movie had already come and gone. And those books, like, dropped in half. So don't hold on to them for too long. All right, that's pretty much it. That's my list. I hope you liked it. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, have a good day.